This server has a problem. It's ugly. I mean, seriously, look at this. What are we, 2B2T? Time and time again, Lifesteal has had a problem with actually looking like a decent server. So I want to fix it by making this the most beautiful season of Lifesteal ever. But in order to do that, I need a base. A base that will have everything. Farms, villagers, storage, whatever I want or need will all be within this tree. Oh yeah, did I forget to mention that's what it's going to be? A huge custom tree with a base intertwined within. This is definitely going to take a while. But I think the plan I need to do, like, kind of mark out the ring. And so I have a general idea of where it's going to be. And then from there, I can start doing some terraforming. Okay, I feel like we're making good progress. How far along are we? I think I started... Oh, yeah. We're almost near the end. Okay, perfect. Okay, so that should be the outer row. Here, let's... I don't think I can get a wide view of this. Yeah, honestly, that looks pretty round. That looks like a round circle. Now, all I have to do is the inside circle. Okay. I believe that should be most of the section mapped out. Let's get a good look here. I won't be able to tell with this, but at least I can tell with my map. All right, so I think what the plan is that since I'm on Y level 70 and it goes all the way 62, 63. What I might do is I'm gonna dig like the higher levels and use that to build up the lower levels, you know, so it's kind of like evening it out a little bit. So what we need to do now is that since we have all of the outer ring done, we have to get all of the resources because there's a lot. It's a little too much, I think. Now, my only concern with this tree farm is I'm noticing a lot of the items are blowing up before they, like, you know, drop down. But we might be okay. Either way, this is going to take a lot of wood, so we better go ahead and get that started. And after all of that prep work, I think we have enough materials here to finally just start building because I just want to build. I just want to build, man. This is taking way too long just to get materials. So what we're going to start with, obviously, is the foundation where the tree will lay. And then when that's done, we'll go ahead and build the layers of the tree. So what I'm going to do is, thankfully, we have a good amount of dirt that we could use. So what we'll need to do is flatten all of this out as well. There we go. That's done. Oh, wait. Nope, I lied. That is the entire area flattened out. I wish I had a beacon, dude. I'm too poor, though. I'm too poor. I'm too poor to have a beacon. So the good amount of the area kind of sectioned out the way I want it to. We'll go ahead and start working on the actual mound of this tree. All right, we're finished the second layer. The good thing is, the further up we go, the more closed off it gets. Okay, at least as far as I know, that's the base set of the mound done. Again, we'll have to wait for all of the grass to grow so we know which areas I need to work on. Let's look from the top. It looks so, yeah, it looks really dirty. No pun intended. Yeah, but I think what we'll go ahead and do is build the inner ring of where, like, the entrance is to the base. So from there, I know where to actually build the tree. So with that area done, we now have a good layout of where our actual base is. So we know whenever I build the tree to not, like, you know, mess with things and have it intertwined and just be really complicated. Now, this isn't going to be what the final mound looks like. This is just right now the base structure of it. I'll add all the details once I finish laying everything out. So the way I have this set up in my mind is to basically have the trunk of the tree here in the middle that sits on the mound. And then from there, the roots kind of cover the mound and go all the way down to the edge. We're going to have it start down here on this mound. Let's see, does this layout look good? Yeah, okay. So we'll have it split here in the middle. So we'll have it split down here and then go down this way. All the way to, like, what, down here? Yeah, I think that looks good. And then what I want to do is make sure it slowly grows wider as it goes up because it's nearing the trunk of the tree. which would obviously be a lot wider. Okay, it's kind of hard to tell on my map that it's night, but I could see like kind of the V shape that we're going for, which does look really good. I think from here, we'll just have to give it volume. Okay, I'll just look on the map. Okay. Yeah, that's looking really good. I mean, with that, we're just over halfway because we have this section done. All we need to do is, I think, 3 or 4 more branches, and then we're good. Now, because like, okay, on the map, it looks sick. Like, this looks really cool. I think we just might be done with the roots. And I believe also in that time, almost all of the dirt has grown to grass. And it's actually a good thing too, because I was running pretty low on wood. It's almost all gone. I'm really glad I had enough resources, at least for this section. So what I think I might do, what I'm gonna go ahead and do is probably transfer the villagers over here, because I just need them over here. It's not gonna work. Okay, now we test this. Yeah, it just didn't. Who would have thought? Now, I don't know if this is gonna work the way I think it will, but we're gonna try it. Okay, that's actually really good. I'm really glad it worked like that. Oh no. Did he get trapped? No. Are you serious? That's so dumb. Okay, we'll try this again. The problem is that one of the things is cut off, so maybe it should keep going up all the way to the top, but we'll see. Okay. Please. Oh, thank goodness. And there's a creeper. Oh, this worked. Oh my goodness. You have no idea how happy this makes me. Okay. They're fully caved in. So what we need to do is that we need to go ahead and fill in this gap right here, the center, because it's just, well, it's a big hole. And then from there, once we cover that up, we can start building upwards. So I think we've covered up the hole pretty nicely. Yeah, on the map, it looks really good. I'm actually really proud of the roots. Yeah, this is going to be so annoying to do. The good thing is that with the trees, as we get higher up, like, it's going to get thinner. That being said, though, we're still at its widest point, and it's going to take forever. So we built up a good amount, and it's actually looking pretty snazzy. Okay, that hole looks kind of crap, but never mind. And this is where I had a bit of an issue. You see, there's 2 ways I could build this. I could build the tree first, and then add the base elements later, which would be a lot faster. Or I could build the tree and the rooms of the base at the same time. And honestly, because of how big this build is, it might be better to build the base rooms while I'm building the tree, just so I don't get confused later on. 5, 6, 7. So then we're gonna go here. Oh yeah, so that's the front done. Looking pretty good. I can't really tell from the... Yeah, it's hard to tell on the mini-map how the front looks, but I'm gonna assume it looks awesome because I built it. And then we're gonna move on. All right, this is looking surprisingly good. I never realized how tall this tree is. From down below, it doesn't look that tall, but I feel like whenever you go up and you're on the top of it, it's actually a lot taller than you might expect. And this is only like a third of the height. It goes like 150 blocks in the air. That being said, we still have a lot to do, so let's go ahead and continue finishing it. All right, wow, that took so much time. I did not expect it to take as much wood as it did. But that is this top section done. That being said, though, I still believe it's not going to get much easier because next thing we have to do is the leaves, which is basically the biggest part of this entire tree. Because I have an idea of it being an autumn-based tree since, well, it's fall. And so I think having it be autumn would look really nice. Thankfully, though, I've already completed it. Oh my god, bro. It's just insane how big it is. Like from far away, it doesn't look big, but you get closer, it just continues growing. and growing. So, oh my gosh, look at the map. Look at the map. Look how sick that looks. This looks insane. I didn't realize it was taking me so long. This took me like 6 to 7 days. That's what it felt like it took. Now, unlike the time it took me to make this tree, something that you could do that won't take any time at all is subscribing. We're currently 2 months away till the end of the year, and I really want to hit 200,000 subscribers before then. So if you enjoy my builds and you want to see a lot more of them, because believe me, I have a lot more planned, consider subscribing and help me get to 200K before the end of the year. Now, obviously, this is not the final look of the tree. Like you can see, there's still some holes in there. We still need to do some final touches in a lot of places. Now, initially, whenever I was concepting this idea, was I was going to start with building the tree, build out all the rooms, decorate them, and then add the farms last. What I'm starting to realize is that this is a very intricate build. It took me so long that if I had farms, this could have gone by way faster. So what we're gonna go do instead is currently excavate the rooms that we need for our farm. And you may be asking yourself, well, what farms do we need? I'm glad you asked. I'm a genius, bro. Because I genuinely made an entire Google Doc with all the materials we need to every farm we're gonna have in this base. So I think the first area we'll go ahead and have this back area be the first one because I have all my villagers here. Villagers are useful for a lot of different things, and so I think that's good to get those done first. Now, if you couldn't tell by this point, there's no way I'm fitting all of the farms in the tree, even though it's gigantic. But my plan is to build the farms under the tree that then connect and go up to the tree. This, in turn, will give me a lot more freedom and space, and 2, will prevent my tree from getting burnt up. Because if you didn't notice, my tree can easily burn. I literally chose the easiest blocks you can. But don't worry, I still plan on using all of the rooms in the tree. But before then, we need a room for all our villagers. All right, now, all right, let's see. How does this look? If we were to add some pillars here. Okay, I actually really like the color contrast between this. You know, red and green, as you all know, if you're smart, it's called complementary colors. And then maybe we add 3, 4. All right, this is cool. This is nice. And then we got to add the lantern somehow. So let's get the cherry planks. So like I said before, I want to have kind of roots or like twigs hanging around the tops of the base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically have these logs kind of wrap up and down. And you can see it's just when I add more of them, it's just going to add so much. And it's just going to look so pretty. Holy moly. All this for villagers, bro. They better freaking be happy that they slave away at their job for the rest of their lives, because this is the nicest villager base they're ever going to see, ever. They'll never see anything else nicer. So now that we have the villager room pretty much, like for the most part, completely finished, all we need to do is get the villagers. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is off to this side is I'm basically going to have the villager breeding area so that I can bring villagers out into here. It's not going to look pretty. This is going to be kind of like the back room of the base. Maybe we decorate it later. And this will give us infinite villagers. All we'll have to do is breed them. And then what I could start doing with these villagers that I have already is put them into their perspective place. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. That's 1 done. Out of 48. Okay, honestly, not too bad. As far as putting villagers in their trading slots, that was pretty easy. Okay. With that, we have all of our villagers sectioned out. Obviously, all the villagers aren't there yet, but they will be. They will be. We have our villager breeder here right now. It's going to take a bit of time. But in the meantime, this whole room amassed to this much just organization. Well, I guess I would call it disorganization. So the next room we're going to go ahead and build is the storage room, because we need that. We need a storage room so badly. I still have all of these chests out here that need to be put somewhere in here. What if at the center that has all our storage? So we can make the first layer up here opaque with just some sort of glass or something, and under it we'll have a circle storage room. Oh my goodness, this is so much mining to do. If only I had a beacon. Don't ask where I found this from. Now that is that excavated. We're gonna go for a nice blue tone with this. I think it contrasts really well with the green outside. All right, we're just gonna do it in random patterns here and hope that it looks nice. Okay, not too bad. It took a bit longer than expected, but that's the nature of these builds, so it's fine. From here, I am going to go ahead and place all the chests around in the circle, just so I could get a good idea of how much storage we actually have. So I'm going to place a crafting table down and start crafting a lot of chests. So it is going to perch out by 1 block. This is going to give us more storage than if we had it this way, because if we had it this way, it just takes up too much room. Now, with all this storage space that we have, if my math is right on this, we could carry about just under 15,000 stacks of items. Basically, what I'm trying to say is this should be enough chests. If not, then I have a problem. I have an insane problem if I hold more than 1 million items. What I think I want to do is, because we need to find a way to get down from the top floor to the bottom floor, is I'm thinking about adding water elevators on each corner, or maybe 2 of the corners, just so it's like a nice, easy way to get up and down. And for now, we'll just put stone here. All right, so this is the vision. We open all of these and hope that the water does not go out. Okay. Oh, you know what? Yep, that's sick. Okay, I am glad that worked. Not gonna lie, I should have done the walls before I did the chests, but I didn't want it. Think that's a good enough answer for that. Okay, yes, very, very moody. So the glass is gonna go where the deep slate is. Is there any like decorations I want to add though? Because I feel like this works, but it's a little empty. Now, what else can we add to the bottom? Okay, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to fix the center and match it with the hole here, and then I'm gonna have it be like kind of a gazebo. Just the final pieces of our blue stained glass to fill up this roof. But other than that, I mean, this is the storage room. Again, we still have a lot of storage. We have so much storage, bro. I pray that this is enough storage, or else I'm gonna go insane if this isn't. Obviously, there is still one thing we need to do, and that is sort it all. Right? All these chests are untagged. We gotta mark them with a bunch of items. So we're gonna do that right now. You know, and to be fair, this is the best that I could do for right now. Again, some stuff's gonna overlap. We have redstone here, but then we have redstone materials here. It's fine. It's fine. Either way, all of our chests are cleared out of this center here and on the stairwell, which means we can finally move on to our farms. This is something that I wanted to do in the beginning, but I had to do this and then also to do the villagers because I need those materials for the farm. And I feel like I'll have the farms over here to the right. All right, not too shabby. We actually were able to excavate this entire area fairly fast. And I think, you know, if I space all the farms out correctly, this should be more than enough room. For some of the farms, they might be a bit taller than others, so we might have to build up in certain areas. But I think this is good. This is good. We have so much space to work with here. Okay, how's this look? Honestly, I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, I think I'm good. Not too shabby. All right, now the big question is, what do I do with the walls? I have terracotta. That's ugly. Yeah, honestly, that's not too bad. All right, that is all pink terracotta finished. And now it does look pretty bland right now, but we still got a lot of work to do. I still got to do the roof. And then from there, we're going to add in all the farms. And then I'll do final touch-ups last. But we still need to do the roof. Okay, almost there. So now that we have this room fully decked out, the good thing is that a lot of these farms aren't that crazy. The ones I picked out are specifically condensed because they're all going to be underground. I planned ahead. See, I'm kind of smart like that. So the way I'm thinking this is going to work is I'm going to have farms layered throughout the edges. Maybe some in the middle. I don't know which ones would go in the middle. But either way, let's go ahead and just get our first farm going. That should be it. Honestly, sugarcane farms are not that crazy to build. Now, I'm going to test this. And then do this. Yep. That is awesome. We have our first farm done. All right, next on our list. Now, since all of the farms that I'm going to be making require a lot of iron, so I feel like it is obvious that the next one I should make should be the underground iron farm, because everything, pistons take iron, hoppers are iron, it's just a lot of iron. It's just a lot of iron. Yes. Perfect. Oh, please just walk straight in. Just walk straight in. Just go down. Oh my god. Now from here, I need to remove these blocks so the villagers can sleep. Now, one thing I'm realizing is that the lava is going to go right here. This so happens to be wood. I might have to do a little fixie and put terracotta there and not the wood, or else it's just all going to catch on fire. The good thing is I don't think it'll be too noticeable. So I want to place the signs there, 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 there. I need to place water on this corner and then on the other corner. And then, oh my god, wait, this is awesome. I didn't even finish. I didn't even start yet. I didn't even place the lava and it's already working. Wait, that's an awesome sign. All right, that is the iron farm. That is the iron golem farm finished. I'm actually gonna quit. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. So far, two have worked at the same time. I think this iron farm's working. Oh, thank goodness, because I was really stressed about this one specifically. I think the plan is to go ahead and make the sheep farm first. I was initially debating doing one every single color, but then I realized I'm going to be making a flower farm, and that's going to give me all the dyes I need. I think I put the sheep farm in the back corner, or like at the center here, and I'm just going to put the 5 sheeps right here. Okay. Now, you guys should still follow me technically because I have wheat. Okay. Awesome. Damn it. Okay. Come on. Cut. Oh, bro. Yep. I just gotta give him a little nudge. So, now with the sheep farm done, we have a vast collection of chests here with all the materials for the farms because I had nothing to do. I was really bored. I think since we went ahead and did the sheep farm, we're going to go in and do the cow farm and chicken farm next, just because those could all go together. Okay, so what is next? So this honey farm is around 7 by 7 blocks long. It's a pretty big farm. So I'm thinking I'm actually gonna have it over here off this edge. So if it's gonna go, if this is 5, it'll go right here. 4, 5. Dispensers go like this. Hi. Looks pretty good. And then finally, we'll add our flowers. 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the bee farm done. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. This room is getting filled up pretty fast. We have ourselves, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because if we include the lava. But yeah, we have 7 so far, and it's taken up about 2/3 of the room. And that's not to mention I still need to make the bone meal farm, which is huge, and the flower farm's big. I did not map this space out right. I want to do flower farm. I think flower farm will be a nice one to do. My only issue with that is that it's a very big farm. It takes up like a whole 9x9 area. So like maybe I have it right here. I think I make it its own room for it because it's so big. I don't want it protruding outwards. So I need to leave one side open. I want to place a note block right here with an observer pointing into it. That's wrong. Pointing into it. Place 9 redstone. Okay, repeat it on the same side. And then dispenser. And this is where probably all of our bone meal is going to go. So what I'm going to try out is I'm going to get some bone meal and fill it in the dispenser. So for the first time I start this farm, I'll need to click on each note block. And hopefully it works. Oh! So one of the bigger farms I still need to do is the bone meal farm. Now, we do originally have the bone meal farm outside, but obviously we're not going to keep it there. Like, why? That's stupid. The whole point is that everything fits in here, not out there. This is a good sign. This is good. Okay, nice. It's working. That's working. The tutorial said that should be happening if it's working right. Okay, that's good. That's good. This looks like the exact same bone meal farm I built outside, which is good because it is the exact same bone meal farm. The only question is does it work? I fill up this dispenser and fill up this hopper. And I think that's all I need. I am really hoping this works because I do not want to have to try to re-fix this farm. Okay. I can't tell from here. Yeah, it's working. Oh, thank goodness, dude. Oh, to have a farm work first try is just it's so awesome. So up next will be the stone farm. This is the chest with all the materials that I'll need for it. I could probably actually do it right here. Again, the stone farm I actually will make is not that big. Let's do lava here, lava there. Then we do that. Hopper there, hopper there, hopper there, hopper there. Yeah, okay, that works fine. Okay, that's a stone farm. That one's easy to build, so I'm not too worried about that one. So since I am a builder, the next two farms are going to be something that is going to be really useful, and that's going to be a concrete maker and a mud farm, which are two very small farms to make, but they're actually surprisingly useful. Oh my goodness, I didn't think I'd actually get to this point where I have actually finished all of the farms that I need. Oh my god, this is insane. I never want to touch redstone. I don't want to touch redstone for like ever. Dude, get me away from redstone for like a month. Way too much work. Way too much work. There's definitely a chance over time I find more farms that might be useful for my base. And the good thing is that I could just expand it even more if I want to. But as for right now, this is for sure everything that I need. Obviously, though, this room is looking a little bland. It's looking a little, well, frankly, it looks pretty ugly, especially compared to all my other rooms. So what we're going to do is we are going to touch this up a little bit. A little bit. A little bit. Boom. Look at that. This actually took a lot longer than I thought I would because I actually went ahead and added some walls. I added some extra things to the floor. And as you know, I added the roots to the roof. I think this one's actually a lot better than the villager room because I have these slabs and stairs. So it definitely just adds a bit more of a better touch. Again, way longer than I thought it would, but like when you're building like 15 farms in one room, it's a lot. I didn't think it would actually take this long, but it doesn't matter because we're done. What I need to do is focus on this center room, right? We have gotten all of our rooms down here looking all fancy and nice. So yeah, the next thing I want to go ahead and build is going to be basically the heart of the tree here at the center, right when you come in. And I actually think I have a really cool idea for this. So for this heart of the tree, I'm going to need shroom lights, which I should have. Where did I put the shroom lights? Then I need a mix of white, blue, and light blue glass panes. All right. If I were to walk through the entrance here, actually, yeah, this is gonna be such a freaking beautiful entrance. Like, imagine, like, ignore all this for right now. We're gonna work on that. But for the most part, just seeing this at the center. This is the heart of the tree. Now, like I said, we gotta work on all these gaps here. This looks really cool, but this all looks ugly as hell. Yeah, see, this is looking way better. Okay, I'm not too sure about these walls. I might make a gradient above it. Oh, yeah, see, that looks so much better. You know what always makes it look better? Bushes. Ooh, okay, not gonna lie, I think flowering azalea wins. The cherry, it's too monochromatic, and I like the contrast that the flowering azalea does. Yeah, look at this. What to do with the roof now? What to do with the good old roof? All right, this is coming together. This is actually coming together really nicely. What my vision is if I could kind of want it to arc up. And right now, I believe I'm doing that. Okay, there we go. It's not that bad. Okay, now we need to get up and actually start the curve. Okay, nice. And now from here, what I'm thinking of doing is having a mix of our spruce and oak. All right, so how is this looking? I love this. I actually love it so much. Now here's my only issue. Here's my only issue that I will bring up. I was originally gonna have a spiral staircase at the center that goes up. That's now then been replaced by this beautiful heart of the tree orb thing. I don't know how I'm gonna get up because we have rooms, right? As seen, we have rooms up here. May I build a stairwell up here? I could do that. I could have a stairwell right here. I think I'll have an entrance on the side. All right, how do we top this off? Oh, you know what would be sick? Is if we do the fog effect, but on the roof. With like purple stained glass. I think that would look awesome. All right, so all I need to do from here is reflect what I have on this side, but opposite. So wool here. All right, then orange terracotta here. This looks like orange concrete, and then a shroom light. I've actually never built the fog effect before, so I'm actually really excited to see how this turns out. Okay. I have finished adding all of the fog layers, and I had to adjust some of the outsides a bit, so hopefully that's fine. But look at this. We'll have to fill in the walls on the side, but just from here, it actually looks like a reflection. Dude, actually, shout out Grian. I saw him do this in one of his videos, and I was like, wait, that's really cool with the reflection. Yeah, so whenever you walk in here, you see the heart, and then you see the reflection. I don't know how it looks with shaders. Let's see. Yeah, see, that looks really cool. Dude, this, oh my god. Now, here is the problem, right? Is that initially with the center of my base, I was going to have a spiral staircase that goes all the way up. However, this has taken its place. Like, how am I going to get up? And so the best way I found out is by having a spiral staircase back here all the way to the window. And I was really debating having this in the back because it felt unnatural. I think for what I had, this is the best I could do in like an hour. From far, honestly, it looks fine. And I actually kind of like having something in the back. So what that means is that we actually don't have much left to do with our base. We have this room over here, we have that room up top, and then we have these 3 rooms, and then of course we have the path that gets towards the stairwell. I'm actually gonna go ahead and make like a little jungle. Basically, I'm gonna make like a mini enchanted forest because we have like all this room here, and I'm kind of feel like I feel like I'm wasting it. So I want to kind of open this up and decorate it with a lot of foliage and stuff, and then it leads all the way to the stairwell that goes all the way up. Honestly, yeah, I think that's good, because honestly, all this is gonna be is just a pathway that goes from over here, and then up to our tree. And I'm so glad I'm finally in this room, because now I get to work on the enchant table. See, now the question is though, do I want the enchant table right at the center, or do I want it facing more towards the window? Let's see, because I want it to be level 30 enchant. So if I were to do something like this, level 22, then what if I close it off like here? 30. Okay. Not exactly how I wanted it, but this should be fine. I mean, honestly, it's not that big of a deal. All it is now is just decorating the interior. I feel like I've gotten better at it. I think. Maybe. Possibly. Perchancebly. Now, unlike the other rooms where I build walls where the tree is to kind of give it separation, I kind of really like having the actual tree as the wall instead of it being something else, at least for the enchant room, because I feel like it fits really well with just the vibes, just the vibes it gives off. I'll just have to decorate it. So we have the enchant room here. What I want to do is figure out an area where we need to get to the farms, right? Because the only way up here or is from down here. So what I'm thinking is maybe here. Honestly, you know what we're gonna do is we'll probably just have a ladder that goes straight down to here. So for these farms, I'm thinking the bottom farm will probably be wheat, because we will need wheat to make mud bricks, which is like a building material. So I'd want as much wheat as we possibly can. And then I gotta say, I don't know. I should just do 2 pockets, like one right here, and then one. Let's see if I can match that. There. All right. Perfecto. And now I need to figure out what I'm doing for the walls here. I think I was gonna use blue stained glass. I think that was the plan, was to use blue stained glass. I'm trying to think in my head what cool designs I could do. Basically, here's the vision. Is that this will be the entranceway, and this will lead to the staircase that will lead up there. That's the idea. Like, nothing crazy, but it, like, works. And that is the wheat farm done. I think the only thing I need to do now is the other farms. That's going to be, like, the carrots, potatoes, bamboo, and netherwort. I think I'm done. I'm gonna walk down over here and look from far away and see if it looks finished. I don't know. I always gotta look from a broader perspective to see if there's anything that looks bad about it. I mean, okay, from over here, it looks great. You have wheat on the bottom, carrots and potatoes on the second floor, netherwort on the third, and bamboo on the final one. So the only thing I have to do is decorate those rooms up there. So the final rooms I have to work with are the 3 on the opposite side of the trunk. My vision is to actually have a spiral staircase that goes up here, right? Because we have all this space and it looks really empty, but I think having some sort of spiral staircase that, you know, wraps around the edge and then goes into the room would look really nice. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. You have a little spiral that leads up and then back down into this first room. So my vision is to have this one be the bedroom. Like, you get a really nice view of the surrounding area. Yeah, there we go. So we have our floor, and then we'll get our bed here. We have our bed here. We'll do something like this. Yeah, there we go. Just give it some more. Make it a bit wider. Here we go. I think Bedroom complete. That is 1 of 3 rooms. And I think they only get bigger from here, which is awesome. All right, so this second room is going to be a potion room because I don't have that. I don't have a room. I should. So that room will be where we could brew up a bunch of potion stuff. All right, that is the floor finished. And now time to do cool brewing stuff. Over here, we're gonna have a little pool of water that we could nab from. And then from here, I can make a little area. Both our brewing stands there. Then I'll add some barrels. So yeah, we have our chest area. We have our cauldrons. I mean, for a potion room, this looks pretty potion-y. Now with the potion room finished, we're on to... I can't believe I'm finally saying this. We're on to the final room. Now, for our final room, which is something that I feel like should have been obvious from the beginning, is we need a way to get to the nether. We actually do not have a way to get to the nether. I've been having to travel like hundreds of blocks out to another portal. I feel like this should have been built way earlier, but I feel like this is going to be the perfect room to transform into like kind of like a nether biome, honestly. So the plan is to start... I'm going to need more blocks. I'm going to start with the gradient on the outside that goes into nether rack. And then we light it up, light it up. I shouldn't sing that song. That's actually a terrible song to sing. That's the last thing I want. Here, let's do... If one's there, one's there. We'll do 2 more. Oh, don't tell me that did what I think it did. What? It's just... No. I removed all of the mushrooms so they wouldn't grow. I think that's it. I think that's the final room complete. I say I think. I hope it is. Because I don't know what I could do if I could take it. Dude, I don't know what would happen if I had to make another room. But we're not done yet, actually. I lied. We're not done yet. This is cool, but the area around it doesn't show what it can be. The outside exterior is really bland. And then I have this. So, as I said at the beginning, we're saving the final details for last because, well, they are indeed the final details. Which is what I'm going to do. That final flower, guys. It's done. This actually looks so much better than I thought it was going to. I've never really made like custom mini trees before, so I was a bit worried, but it just looks so lively. It looks so nice to have everything set up. I don't know how long this took. This took over a month to build on Lifesteal, and even longer to just plan out everything. And it's done. The tree mega base on Lifesteal, guys. It's... What a feeling, man. What a feeling to see something you tried so hard on actually pay off. I had so much trial and error. I had so many renditions. I didn't even think it was going to work. I actually thought I was going to... I honestly thought about scrapping this idea just because I didn't think I'd be able to build something this good. It just takes time, dude. All these rooms, everything, the structural designs, the texturing, the gradients, it's just all here. I'm just so happy, man. Look at that view.